Hey, welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. I'm Scott.
And I'm Cheryl.
And in today's video, we're in Myrtle Beach. More specifically, we're just outside of Conway, South Carolina, out on Highway 22 at the beautiful Shaftsbury Glen Golf and Fish Club. And we're going to rate and review the golf course. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Before we get started, if those of you find any value in this video, please hit like and subscribe below so we can keep providing these kind of videos for couples like us who like to travel and play golf. For those of you who are new to our channel, we rate each golf course or resort, at least in the Myrtle Beach series, based on 4 categories. Those 4 categories are layout and playability for all levels of players, the aesthetics or the beauty of the golf course. Number 3 is
Course
conditions, and the fourth category is
value.
The value or bang for your buck. All right, welcome back. For category 1, for layout, we're going to give Shaftsbury Glen 3.5 stars. What about playability for all levels of players?
3.5 stars as well.
3.5 stars. All right. The 18-hole complex was designed by renowned South Carolina architect Clyde Johnson, who was inspired by Winged Foot and Augusta National in his design at Shaftsbury Glen. The pushed-up greens remind you a lot of Baltusrol or Oakland Hills or even Winged Foot back east. The course features wide fairways, really wide fairways, I thought, and pushed-up elevated greens that are bent grass, which is really nice. You don't see that much in the South. It does promote hitting driver off the tee with those wider fairways, but your approach shots must carry onto that green because bouncing them in is difficult with those pushed-up greens. So it makes it a little more difficult for a higher handicap player.
Now, the course runs through a Carolina pine forest and large waste areas framing each hole, but the fairways are larger than normal, so that encourages you to hit driver off the tee.
Yep. What about the course itself?
Well, it has 5 sets of tees, and they range from 4,900 to 6,900.
So it has some reasonable distances for higher handicap players, so not bad. All right, for category 2, for the aesthetics or the wow factor, what are we going to give Shaftsbury Glen?
We're going to give it 4 stars.
4 stars. All right.
Justin did a good job routing the holes through the forest and framing each hole with the tall Carolina pines. Really pretty. Large waste areas and huge classic shaped bunkers. So that makes each hole really pleasing to the eye.
Yeah,
Very
those
pretty.
bunkers are really pretty. The bunker complex really do remind you of Winged Foot or Baltusrol back east. While it lacks the backdrop of other courses on the Grand Strand that are on the salt marshes or on the intercoastal waterway, or some of which even are on the ocean, Shaftsbury Glen still provides a visually relaxing day on the golf course, especially since it's out away from all the hubbub and the rush and the population and the tourists that Myrtle Beach provides, especially in the summertime. So it's really a peaceful day with nature out on the golf course, and I think we both really enjoyed that. Some of our favorite holes on Shaftsbury Glen. We'll start with the opening hole. It was a shortish straightaway par 4 lined on both sides by trees that had a huge waste area all down the right side, which Johnson likes to use. You can really hit any club you want to on your bag off the first tee. It's going to leave yourself a short iron into that green. And it's really a big green. It's protected by a bunker on the left side, a pretty good sized bunker. But it should be a really gentle start.
The first hole drains a 10-footer.
Hole number 2 is a reachable par 5, 500 yards. The tee shot is from a chute of pine trees, and the fairway is framed by trees and a huge waste area left that runs the entire length of the hole. The green is reachable in 2, but going for it brings in a small pond on the left and a deep bunker right, short of the green, about 30 yards short of the green, as well as a waste area left and another bunker right in front of the green. If you lay up, leave it short of the deep bunker on the right, and then you just got a little flip wedge in to make it an easy 3-shot hole. Moving on to number 5, it's the second of the par 5s on the front side, and it's a little bit longer than number 2, but it's still reachable for those of you that can bomb it off the tee. A couple of smaller bunkers frame the tee shot, which favors a fade. The second shot must navigate large waste area left, starting about 100 yards short of the green, and then it runs all the way up to the putting surface, and another green side bunker is on the right side. Also, the trees surround this green on 3 sides and are really close to the green. So you've got to be precise with that approach shot into the green, or you're going to be looking for balls in the copperheads back there.
Ooh, no.
Not good.
Okay. Number 6 is a short dogleg right, par 4, that requires more precision off the tee than most of the other holes. The left side of the tee shot is framed by a small lake, and the right side is protected by the tall Carolina pine trees.
Yeah, it's a pretty hole, really pretty hole. Really, on that hole, you just want to lay it up to the corner of the dog leg and then just leave yourself a short little iron in to the smaller green that's pushed up, and it's protected right by a bunker. So that 6th hole can be a little bit of a challenge, even though it's a short par 4. Number 10 is another short drivable par 4 that has a fairway that is wider than most and leaves you a bail out to the right side. The left side of the hole is forest with a large deep bunker in the landing area of most people's tee shots. Another large wingfoot style bunker fronts the green short and left, make it very difficult to hit that putting surface from the tee. This is a really fun hole to play, and you can make any number from a 2 all the way up to a 7 or an 8 if you're not careful.
Number 11 is a medium-length par 3 into a shallow but wide green that is fronted on either side by 2 deep, large bunkers. Because the tee box is back in a strand of trees, it's really hard to judge the wind by the green, making your club selection pretty difficult and hitting this green even more challenging.
Yeah, especially for you high ball hitters out there. You get the ball above those trees, and then it starts playing half.
Number 12 is a short to medium length straightaway par 4, depending on which tees you play. The hole is framed in its entire length on both sides by massive waste areas and mounding to catch the errant tee shots.
Yeah.
The saddle-shaped green is narrow in front and pushed up and surrounded by deep rough, making the second shot more difficult.
Where I excel. Yeah. Number 17 is another shorter par 4 that the longest of hitters can reach off their tee shot. The hole has a slight turn left off the tee, so you got to hit a draw if you're going to try to drive the green. And the landing area has 2 small bunkers on either side that must be carried with your tee shot if you're trying to get to the green. The green is shallow, but it is really wide, and it's fronted by either side by small kidney-shaped bunkers. And again, the pushed-up green makes it really difficult to bounce the ball up. So if you're trying to drive the green, it's really difficult to get roll, especially when it's wet. And they have bent grass greens, so in the summertime, they're going to keep them wet. So again, it makes it hard to bounce the ball up there. And then finally, the closing hole 18 is a longer par 4 where you're going to earn your money on it. And it has a pond running all down the left side of the hole. The highlight of the hole is the green that looks like came right out of the course at Wingfoot or Baltusrol. That has kidney-shaped green surrounded by large finger-shaped bunkers, just like you would find on the great courses back east. It's got a really cool clubhouse that's in view on each shot of this hole, making it a tough yet cool finishing hole. And I think you see Cheryl coming up the fairway right about now there. Sure, I think you broke 90 on this one. If I remember right, we'll show a picture of you with the card, but I'm pretty sure I stunk it up that day and you played pretty good.
Love it when that happens.
Yeah. All right, category 3, course conditions. What do we get in Shaftsbury Glen for course conditions?
4 stars.
The fairways and greens were in terrific shape when we were there the last time that we played Shaftsbury Glen, and that was even after a lot of rain. In fact, there was a lot of water standing on some of the lower areas there that day, so you really weren't getting any roll that day, but you played really well, and you normally need a lot of roll there. So.
I do know. I need a lot
but it was in really good shape. We played it in June, so.
The bunkers were very well kept and easy to play out of.
Yeah, even though they were the big, large, traditional bunkers you would see on traditional American architecture on the classic courses back east, they were really well kept, and like Cheryl said, they weren't very deep, so you could play out of them really well. The greens were bent grass, which is really nice, and they held up really well, even though it was June when we played it, and it was pretty warm. I bet they're really, really good in the fall and the winter time. For those of you snowbirders who go down there then.
We were pleasantly surprised by the conditions, and we were not sure what to expect, really, being that far from the center of everything in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, we just took this one on a whim. I called out and found they weren't doing their maintenance for a couple of weeks, so we thought we'd throw that one in on our month-long trip that year.
Not?
Yeah, and then played it in June, and it was in great shape. For category 4, value, we're going to give Shaftsbury Glen
3 stars.
Shaftsbury Glen is part of the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail that offers packages and discounts to members. And this one also has stay and play packages with 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos on site, for those of you who want to stay out away from all the hubbub of Myrtle Beach and they're just there to play golf and have a big time. But it is kind of out there by itself, out in the middle of the country. So, just bear that in mind when you stay out there. So what were the green fees like in the summer?
So summer midweek in the morning, it's going to run around $89, afternoon $77. Your winter midweek is going to be $96 in the morning, $84 in the afternoon on their website. But we played it for much less using one of the many tour groups available.
Yeah, those of you who've traveled out there before, there's many different packages you can get. I don't remember which one we used that particular year, Myrtle Beach Golf, I think maybe. But again, you can get a lot of specials out there, especially in the summertime when rates can get discounted, especially last minute rates. So we played it for less than this. So it was a pretty good value for us. All right, let's give Shaftsbury Glen an overall score. I think I'd give Shaftsbury Glen 3.5 stars. What about you?
I think I'd give it 4 stars.
All right, why is that?
Well, we really enjoyed our round at Shaftsbury Glen, and we were pleasantly surprised at the quality and the condition of the course.
Yeah, even though it rained a bunch, then I enjoyed it, even though I played poorly. And I believe this was the first time you ever broke 90. If I remember right, we'll show the scorecard up there where you're grinning, because I think you tied me that day, which means I played like, this is where we bleep. It cost me some cash, if I remember right, more than a little trash talk for the rest of the trip from you.
Nice.
Yeah, it didn't suck.
So to answer the question we posed at the beginning of this video, is Shaftsbury Glen Golf and Fish Club worth the drive out to play it?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a good quality layout in a really good condition and a quiet day in nature, away from all the hustle and bustle of Myrtle Beach and all the traffic, and you don't mind a little drive out to the golf course, depending on where you're staying in the Grand Strand, then you're really going to enjoy Shaftsbury. But let us know what you thought in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of Shaftsbury Glen and what your experience was like out there. And would you go back and play it again? I know we would when we go back and when we get moved out there. I'm sure we'll make more than a few trips out there to play it.
As always, remember, if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe below so that we can keep providing more content like this for couples like us who love to travel and play golf.
Yeah, be sure and come back and check back next week as we continue our Myrtle Beach series with a visit to the Grand Dunes Golf Club. And we're going to rate and review the golf course and answer the question, is Grand Dunes worth the cost to play it? And then come back and check out our other videos in the Myrtle Beach series. Like we've got 40 already or somewhere around there that we posted there. And others on our channel from places like Bandon Dunes.
Cabo San Lucas.
And the Scottsdale, Phoenix area, which has been some interesting trips.
Yeah, the Caribbean.
All islands all over the Caribbean. Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. We did a series there this summer. And then your favorite. Las Vegas. And other places around the world like Scotland. You need to check out our Scotland series if you've ever wanted to go to the home of golf. And I can save you a lot of money by watching that video there. So we hope we see you on the first tee someday.